Well, we've made it to our final day of the challenge. Over the course of these 21 days, I've asked you to look at many aspects of your life. In day one, I asked you to think about your family of origin and how that family of origin impacted on the way that you've come to think about yourself. In day two, I introduced you to the 5 personality types and asked you to think about which one of those described you best, and how that may be impacting on your levels of happiness. On day 3, I spoke to you about the neuroscience of our thoughts, and that we have 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, and 10% of those have the chance of changing if we're not intentional about it. On day 4, I asked you to journal the top 5 things you would like to say about yourself. We started on that day to really rewire the brain and reauthor the story of your life. On day 5, I asked you to look for 3 examples of those 5 top things that you'd like to say about yourself. On that day, we were creating new pathways in the brain. On day 6, I asked you to treat yourself, very simply, treat yourself like you're someone that you're responsible for and that you love. On day 7, I introduced you to the Harvard study, which illuminated the power of positive thinking. On day 8, I spoke to you about the need for a good, healthy boundary around technology because it's so pervasive and it disrupts our levels of happiness. On day 9, we looked at the importance of connection, vitally important for building levels of happiness. On day 10, I spoke about the grand study, the longest longitudinal study Harvard has ever carried out, which illuminated the need for a good, healthy familial and friend relationships. On day 11, you took the happiness quiz again, and I asked you to do a really difficult challenge, and that was to reconnect with someone you had lost connection with, that you respect or that you like, or that you know that if that friendship was healed, you'd feel happier. On day 12, I introduced the concept of the Moai. On day 13, I asked you to be true to yourself and stop living a life that's not authentic. On day 14, we spoke about Roosevelt's concept of comparison is the thief of joy. On day 15, we looked at foods and what are happy foods and stressful foods. On day 16, we spoke about sleep hygiene, vitally important. And on day 17, we spoke about good exercise and the happy vitamin D. On day 18, I spoke about the important skill of reframing adversity, vitally important to be able to see things in a more positive light. On day 19, we talked about how we get caught in ritualistic behavior that makes us unhappy and how to break that. And on day 20, we spoke about finding meaning in your life and doing something for others. And so here we are on the final day of the challenge, and I'm asking you to take the quiz again and see where you are on the scale and notice the increases that you've made. It's been such a privilege to go on this 21-day journey with you. I want to sincerely thank RSVP for putting this challenge on for free. We all experience adversity from time to time. You can access the ideas I presented here at any point by visiting rsvplive.ie. By making small changes today, I know your happiness will dramatically increase tomorrow. Free yourself from all the negative ideas that have held you back over the years. You deserve happiness. Thank you so much. It's been a real privilege.